Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Chelsea from Those with Words, and today I am just going to be journaling in my traveler's notebook, and this is the airlines traveler's notebook that I have been using for this year. I have two inserts in here. The first one, which is the one that we're going to be working in, is the memory keeping one. And the second one is a much more casual sort of ephemera journal where I paste in, photos, just daily ephemera, brochures, random things that I do get just in from daily life. And that's what I put down here and write about it. So today I'm going to work in this January through June. This is the undated weekly insert from Traveler's Company. This is actually the older version. So if you take a look at the structure of it, the weekends are actually put together, which is different from the current version of the undated weekly, where each day of the week has an equal amount of space. So that's the one I'm working with. And I already did some decorating of this spread. So I went ahead and did some stamping. And then I also did this type of effect where I just wrote the days of the week or the dates of the week, excuse me, and I just put watercolor over them to give it like a little color scheme, which I thought looked nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and decorate the rest of it and hopefully write in it a little on camera. This is probably my first really intentional YouTube video ever, so I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me here today. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and look at this little folder. So this is like a random folder that I think was at Daiso a long time ago. It's just like this accordion style type folder. And in it, I just keep a bunch of washi tape and PT tape samples. And I really like to decorate my weekly spreads with them just for something a little bit more interesting and like a fun look for, I guess, the week, like a theme of the week type of thing. I usually go with the color scheme, so I'm just kind of looking through right now to see what elements I can use. And usually when I do this, it actually takes a while for me to find something, but earlier when I was looking through my folder, I saw this really beautiful strip of PT tape. This was made by our lovely friend Job's Journal, and I really like the sunflower, so I think I'm going to be using that here. And also there's like a specific area here where I keep indoorsy type of PET tapes, which kind of sounds funny, but it's true. So like, for example, this sample that I have is very indoor focused, and there's like food and bread and all kinds of little things in here. I do want to use a little bit of green in this spread, just because the stamp ink pad that I used has a little bit of greenery in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick out a couple of cozy elements and go from there. There's also this one, which is quite cute. And this one actually has a yellow flower, which I think will go really nicely here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that as well. Let's start there. I always have a tendency to pick out just way too many to begin with, and I don't end up using every single one. And then here I have my little paper trash can that I use to just keep all the plastic bits and other things that come off, like the backs of stickers, backs of PT tape, etc. on here. And then I have my trusty Plus scissors, which are very ergonomic and comfortable. So I tend to use this for my process. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are having a good week so far. It's a Tuesday for me here, and work is getting a little bit hectic this week for me. But it's okay. I'm hanging in there. I am taking it one day at a time, because that's all we can do, right? Just take things one day at a time, and try not to, you know, overwhelm ourselves as much as we can anyway, even though life has a way of just like throwing a bunch of stuff at you at the same time. I think as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours, and I'm just being a little bit dramatic if I'm being honest with you. It's not, you know, there's nothing super like serious going on or anything like that, which in my personal life, which I'm really grateful for. Just like lots of little things keep piling up, but that is okay. We will get through it, and I hope whatever it is that you're dealing with this week, you can also try and do the same and try your best to, you know, look forward as best as you can. I just realized I didn't cut the sunflower bit, and that's the first piece that I picked out from my thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this paper trash can that I have in front of me is so nice, and it's really handy to use. I made it a long time ago on one of my streams, and I've just kept it ever since. So let me see how I want to position all of these elements. So I like to vary things a little bit. What I do here is I usually like to look at like my previous weeks and see where I put, you know, stickers and different elements. And I try to vary it as much as I can. I don't know why. I just like it when it's a little bit different than before. So it looks like we used some of Job's tape last week too, which is great because it will look really cohesive from week to week, actually. I think that would look really nice. So I did do something last week where I put a flower in the middle. So I think I want to put something maybe here right on top of this analog refill stamp. So maybe that one will go right there. And then there's some floral elements here already. I think I would like to put this one like on Wednesday, just as like a little touch here. And this big yellow flower, I think I would just like to put right on top of this right here. And then this green piece, maybe I can put over here next to the drink. I know that creates a little bit of a cluster though, so maybe I'll switch that up a little bit. Maybe I'll layer it here, actually. I think that could look quite nice. So let's clip this page again, and let's go ahead and peel these off and lay these down. Sometimes actually what really helps is I have this tweezer that I like to use. Sometimes, not all the time. I don't always remember. But when I do remember to do this, it's really nice because that means I can kind of reposition, or not reposition, but move around the PET tape a little bit without fully putting it down. Also, this means that I can avoid having a bunch of fingerprints at the back of my PET tape, which is always nice. Do something like this. I want the leaves to go over the stamping right there. And then I do really like this here. The Sunday here and Friday have that yellow watercolor to them, which is a nice combination, I think. There we go. And then I wanted this rose piece up at the top. I don't usually do this, like these kinds of long floral elements. Like I like to, I don't know, I don't feel like I use this type of thing very often. So we laid down a couple of PET tapes. Let me see if there's anything else, maybe not from this set, but let me just kind of put these off to the side. And let me look through my little folder again to see if there's any other elements or color scheme maybe that I would like to add. I added a tiny bit of green there, which is good. I found this one piece this like big flower, and I think that could look really nice. So I'm gonna take that out. I have a lot of floral PET tape, as you can see here, from like various different brands. And I don't know, I find that it usually goes with a lot of different things. So I have just kind of kept it that way. And then I think something like this would be really pretty as well. So I'm gonna take that out. And then this is from the same tape. I believe that's Miss Hoeg, like a tea time PET tape, which I really enjoy. So let's go ahead and work with those. Do you like to use PET tape? Just out of curiosity, because PET tape is actually something that I more or less recently discovered. It's something that I actually never used to use in my journaling until just what, 2-ish years ago, maybe, if that. And I really like their versatility. You can basically cut everything out from PET tape and use it like a sticker, which is my favorite way to use them. And they are transparent usually, or at least a little bit translucent. So it's really fun to like layer them on top of certain things. And what I'm doing right now is basically cutting off the edges of the PET tape so that, you know, I can focus putting down like the parts of the design that I would really, really want onto my journal. So I have a couple elements here that I think would be really cute. I am mindful of, you know, I tend to do this a lot, which is over decorate. I tend to just like put way too much down and then there's not enough room to write. So let me see if I can even fit, you know, realistically these 3 pieces in here. And then if not, we can always save it for another journal or a different page. That is not a problem. I think instead of actually using this flower, I would like to just stick to using these 2 pieces because they're from the same tape. It's really coherent and nice. So I think I'm going to do something like that. I just can't decide where this particular piece should go. Yeah, maybe it can go right there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And now I think I'm going to take some washi tape samples. These are samples that I have in my small Delphonics pouch. This is the small size, and I got this a long time ago, I think as part of the stationery selection box, and I've kept it ever since. I have some clips back here. These clips actually go back here as well. And then I have some really fun pins on there, and I like to keep random like printables and washi samples and things like that in there, just to make it easier for me to like grab it for journaling. And it's so satisfying when you actually finish using a sample piece, which I don't always get to do because I have a lot of samples, just kindly gifted by a lot of our friends in the community. But I like to try my best to use them as best as I can. And I love this like torn edge look that I just created with just like by ripping the washi tape in half. That is one of my favorite things to do. And I just kind of stick them where I feel like they would fit the theme. There's no huge rhyme or reason to it. I am truly just kind of going for this. There's not a lot of planning involved when it comes to journaling for me. which is why I was struggling to figure out how to even start like a YouTube channel for a long time because I felt like I would just ramble on and it would go on forever. And yeah, I just was like, why would anyone want to watch that? So I wasn't sure if I should ever get started or not. But I told myself, it's 2023 and, I just want to try different ways to share my journaling process. And I thought trying something new would be fun. So that's what I'm doing. I laid down a couple of pieces of washi tape. And then last but not least, I do like to go in with my stickers a little bit, or even just like these types of transparent or like rub-on stickers that you can use. So I'm just going to take a look at a few different elements and see if there's anything that really stands out to me. And we will put those down and then we'll get to writing. There's a green Mail More Love sticker. So this is from Baumkuchen. And I have been trying to be a little bit better about sending mail this year. I'm not always the best at it, and I take forever to usually send things off, but when I do manage to do it, it's a really good feeling. So I'm trying to do more of that this year. And then I grabbed something else from the sticker folder, which are these rub-on stickers. I'm not going to use all of these, but they're really handy to have. And I think I really like this particular element, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Maybe this one as well. We'll see what we can fit onto our pages. And yeah, I actually really like pre-decorating my journal for the week this way. Well, right now it's Tuesday, so I'm a little bit behind on decorating my journal. But I usually like to have it all decorated prior to starting the week so that I can just kind of take, 10 minutes to just write what happened. Usually it's like 5 minutes and then I can just put it away, which makes it really easy. So I've decided that I'd like to put this piece right here, and this is just a bone folder that I have. It was also in my Delphonics pouch, and I think I'm going to angle it a little bit just to make it a little bit more interesting. There we go. And I think that is pretty much it in terms of the decoration part. So let me clean some of this up and then I'll come back with my pen and ink and then we can write Monday and Tuesday together. Okay, so I have a couple of things in front of me. So I have my Kakimori nib. This is the steel nib from Kakimori. And I have it in just this Tachigawa nib holder, which fits it perfectly. And I like that it has a cap. So I got this from JetPens, and I got the Kakimori nib from Yoseka. And then I have 2 samples of inks from my wonderful friend Christiana from Christiana Writes. So the 2 inks that I've chosen for this week are Colorverse Comet SL9 and then Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. So those are the 2 colors that I chose. And I'm going to put this ink sample in this little toothbrush holder gifted to me by Penguins Creative. And I'm going to use this nib to write about my day. Now that I'm actually preparing to write, I am scouring my brain and thinking about like, what can I write for Monday? Like, what did I actually do yesterday? Let me grab my planner and actually take a look. This is my plotter that I'm using for personal planning. Let me just take a look at this and figure out what I did. Okay, so according to this, I didn't actually do that much yesterday. I just like took it easy and relaxed after dinner. So that is what I'm gonna write about, I guess. I don't always have that much going on. in general. Like I don't have a whole lot in terms of like personal planning and things like that. So yesterday was actually more empty than usual. I mean, there were some errands that I did, but and like some to-do lists that I did, but nothing super interesting. But that's okay. It is totally fine to write about mundane, everyday things in your journal. Your journal doesn't have to be for just the special occasions. And let me go ahead and close this because I don't want it to spill all over. And then I don't know if anyone else is like this. I like to tilt my journal when I write. And let me actually move my pencil board to this side so I have an even writing surface. And when I'm switching colors, so I'm done with Monday, I just have like a jar of water over here. And because this nib is super easy to clean, you just kind of swish it around like so. I have a paper towel here and you just dab off the excess water and that's it. I can use it for a different ink again. So I love the convenience of the nib. It's really fun. I actually bought a brass nib of the same Kakimori nib before, like a brass version, but for some reason for me that one didn't write as well. So I ended up getting the steel version and it's working out really well for me so far. So I'm gonna dip it here. And I was doing this while chatting earlier, but basically I'm trying to get the excess ink off so that the ink doesn't lay down as thickly on paper when I'm trying to write my sentences, because my handwriting in this particular vertical weekly is quite small. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in Tuesday. So that is Tuesday. I really like how when I use two different inks, I really enjoy the way that they interact on the page next to each other. So as you can see here, it's very easy for me to tell what's Monday versus what's Tuesday. And I don't always follow what's on the paper. So as you can see, sometimes for Tuesday, this paragraph, I went in a little bit towards Monday, but that's okay. I can tell, what day is for what. And I really like to play around with the vertical weekly in that sense. So yeah, that is a really quick journaling session. I say quick, but on my audio, it looks like I've probably journaled for about 30 minutes real time, actually, while chatting with you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I'm very new to all this, but I appreciate you and your time for watching, and I will hopefully continue to film more videos in the future. Take care. Bye.